Hi, thanks for joining me again. If this is your first time, I hope you find it useful. And we're going to be looking at some, this is my first attempt at some new etudes. These were written by Charlie Porter. He has a book called Concert Etudes and another one called Lyric Etudes. And this is from the Concert Etudes book. I looked at the first one in the Concert Etudes book for a while, and I knew that I didn't feel like I could do it justice. In terms of the musical potential. I want to thank Charlie for doing these and for creating these and offering them to us. I think they're a tremendous value for an advanced player especially. But this the second one, the Nocturne from the Concert Etudes book, has a lot in it, and it's very beautiful, and it's in a lyrical style, which I tend to prefer anyway. I'm playing on C trumpet, as you may see. And it is what it is. That's my preferred instrument because I've played in the orchestra for so many years. But I'm pretty sure that Charlie wrote them with a B-flat and trumpet in mind. But be that as it may, I hope that you will enjoy them regardless of which instrument you play them on. Now, I'm going to play through this, and I don't know how far I'm going to get before I feel impelled to make a comment of some kind. But I hope that I can stay with the music because I find these to be very beautiful. So let's take this little trip with me. I hope you could hear the music. Hope the music's coming through. Thanks, Charlie. Beautiful stuff. Love your work. These really touch me, and they really challenge me too. So you can see what some of the issues are in this for any player. You have the big ones for me are you're playing the whole range, and on a C trumpet, so I'm up to up to the C, and that should be manageable, for an accomplished player. Anybody with basic skills should be able to do that. But to play it with the sentiment that I feel is required for these, that's a different thing. And gaining the freedom to let the music come through is what, for me, is what all the work is about. Now, if you see me sweating, partly I'm feeling the pressure of playing this, but partly it's extremely hot in here. And I've been playing for quite a while. So if the drops start to come, don't let that distract you. We're going into summer, and we had a 90-degree yesterday, and my room is pretty hot. So what can we learn from this? I won't go into the form and analysis thing, because there are people who can do that so much better than I. But what I'm doing is I'm hearing that form. I'm hearing the harmonic progression. Now let's look at some of the technical difficulties. It says molto espressivo. It says tempo molto rubato. I don't think I did that much rubato. I did maybe poco rubato. You heard little timing things. But I think the point is freedom in the way the time moves. So I'm going to play just the first couple of lines maybe, up to the key change. And by the way, these are available online. Just go to Charlie's website, and there's a bunch of information about them there. And I think the price is reasonable for what you get, as long as you play them. If they just sit in a drawer, maybe not. But if you're a player who is looking for material, especially for a recital where you're playing unaccompanied trumpet, I think these are super candidates for that kind of stuff. And in many, many different styles, which is another thing that I really like about them. So, nocturne, what does that mean? Molto rubato, molto espressivo, molto rallentando, con moto. Well, you have to know how to speak Italian, at least a little Italian. Nocturne is French, I believe, but what do these things mean? A nocturne is a night song. So there's a quiet, kind of brooding quality to it. How do you get that out of the trumpet? Well, it's easier on Charlie's trumpet than it is on mine because, you know, I'm playing an orchestral instrument, which is designed to, you know, when you need to put the notes out into the hall, whereas Charlie's playing a jazz-centric instrument, which allows for tremendous flexibility with the pitch and the color and the dynamics. Every good instrument does that, but you know what I mean. It's not locked in with the slots. It's not about producing as much brilliance and focus in the sound. It's about that smoky sound, which is wonderful. So I have that in my ear, and I would love to be able to do that. But without playing on one of Dave's horns, it's going to be difficult for me to get close to it. So by Dave, I mean Dave Moynette, for those of you who don't know. I've had an opportunity to play some of those Raja Samadhi horns, and the sound is very, very beguiling, shall we say. And it's perfect for what's going on here. That was a little tight. Let me see where I am with the tempo. So I'm kind of walking a little bit tentatively. So I've got the idea, yes, even at that tempo, I want to play it in 1. Why do I feel that? Because listen to the suggested harmony. Don't be afraid to play with it. See where the edges are. You know, find out what you can do. Find out what you can't do. Hear in your musical imagination what's possible and keep reaching for it. Now what I do is I take a tune like this, and if I'm having trouble with a particular aspect of it, like I just demonstrated one, for a lot of people, crescendoing up into the upper register and maintaining a free singing quality of sound is a challenging thing to do. Those with the strength and the skill can drive the sound in the upper register, but playing with a lyric, light, free, vocal quality of sound is bel canto style is not so easy. So that's one thing I would work on. I'm not sure I succeeded with it, and I mentioned in some of the other videos, I'm playing on a brand new horn. So I've only had this for a few days, and I'm getting used to it. So I'm finding out what it can do, and I'm learning how to play it, which is wonderful fun for me. But I got to learn how to listen out into the room. And listening to some of the recordings that I've made with it already, I can hear, I can't hear from behind the horn that the sound is getting a little narrow. I need to relax a little bit more when I'm in the upper register. So that's kind of picky, but that's how you work if you want the high level of quality. So I'm going to just do the last 2 bars and up to the high C. Actually, I'll start from the beginning again, just so you can get the feeling. So working the dynamics, the transitions. It's a long crescendo. It's 2 2/3 bars up to the double forte from mezzo piano. Great thing to practice while listening to the quality of the sound. Now, yes, you're moving around. You're playing notes with very interesting interval relationships. There's some technical difficulty involved with it. But once you get past the technical difficulty, if you're a player with some chops, and this is pretty easy for you, then that's the kind of thing you want to be concentrated on. The singing quality and the sound, the musical expressive aspect of it. It says molto espressivo, by the way, at the beginning, so that's permission. Go ahead and do it. Now, something I'm not so good at, that Mark Gould is very good at, is I tend to be rather conservative in my interpretation, and I'm a little bit embarrassed, you might say, to go over the top with the expressiveness. I'm not kind of a Jim Carrey kind of trumpet player, so to speak. Over the top is not my happy place. I'm looking for the subtlety and the beauty in things. But going over the top is where we need to go in order to find out where the expression is just the right amount of spice, just the right amount of salt to bring out the flavor. That's what we're trying to do here. So I hope this gives you some ideas of what to work on. And I'm looking through at the spots where you have the diminuendos, diminuendo to the high B. I'm going to do that again, and then I'm going to let you go. But that wasn't a great performance, but if I were in a recording studio doing that, then I think a lot of it worked. And so it would be pretty easy to patch with just taking a few spots into consideration. And that's the way things are mostly done these days. Another reason why I wanted to do these videos is I don't edit them for the quality of the performance. I edit them to cut off the extraneous bits at the beginning and the end, and to try and bring the sound to the place where it sounds as realistic and natural, just like it did in the space, as I can. I'm not totally successful at that, but I do what I can. So for me, it's just, it's like how honest can we be with ourselves? That's really it. Let me try that spot again. This is the end of the third line. Now I have control, but I'm a little bit pinched. I'm a little bit tight. I can feel my throat closing a little bit. And so a lot of times when I'm doing this, I try to play it with the freest open sound possible. I'm not worried, don't worry about the dynamics at first. So I'll go. And then when I bring it down, I try and maintain the control and maintain the quality in the sound. Let me do that once again. And now I'm starting to, I'm just saying, I could do this, I could do that. I'm getting close. And now instead of trying to do it one way over and over again, I'm feeding in all the variations, the necessary data. I might even do it as a crescendo to see if I can maintain the beauty of the sound. Then crescendo up, sustain the note. Let me do that on the latter section. Con moto, 3 lines from the bottom. So there, I started forte, and I played the whole thing basically forte. And I would work on that again in order to get more and more free with just the freedom of the voice, the singing quality in the voice. When I can get that ping and that ring in the sound on the soft stuff, now I know I've got something. You know that sound like a bell? Ding! That's a beautiful thing. And you don't hear most trumpet players able to do that well. Mostly it's a squeezed sound. Controlled, got the note, resonant, but it doesn't have that completely free sound like a bell. So those are things to work on in this, for me, for sure. And at the very end, maybe the last attack would be something for a lot of people to work on. That articulation when you're playing very soft. There's so many things. It's going to be different things for different people. But I hope this has been an enjoyable session for you. I'm going to try and do some more of these. I don't know how many I'll be able to do because they take a fair amount of work to get close to being able to perform them. At least for me, they do. If they're easier for you, go for it. Enjoy your time. I'll see you later on when you are free to spend some of your time with me, and I hope you have a enjoyable time with your practice in the interim. Have a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.